Today we're going to fly a ship. Haha. Welcome to EVE Online. And I've been playing EVE Online for over 10 years. Definitely become a hobby, as you can see. But today we're going to learn how to drift this thing. Yeah, baby, we're going Titan drifting. So this is set up for using a beam that's pretty well fit, and at the moment it's fit for triple capper charters, because there are no other regeneration modules on the ship besides the player's capsule implants that have additional bonus to gunnery skills for energy savings and a capacitor implant, right? And the turret implant for I think more tracking speed. So that works well. That's 5% from the implant. It leaves me the ability to use all three of the mid slots for capacitor rechargers or cap rechargers. And the tracking computer works by increasing against the base value, and I think the implant is considered a part of the base value as opposed to a modules bonus. Quite possibly. Maybe a theory. So this thing, it will stay pretty much at half capacitor without having to use a capacitor booster. But I do certainly have the ability to, and the modules for using a capacitor booster on board. We're flying a ship after all. So if I needed to find those, right, I could check in my setup here for a Super or Titan. It's kind of more or less a similar philosophy for a 10-year player. If you don't organize your shit, you go bananas in this game after 10 years. Or just accept that doing it is a nice perk. It's a perk. Yeah, we could look here, but I don't have them in here. Why is that? Because they're large capital-sized modules. Whereas these modules, they're all like 5, 10, 5, and 5, meters cubed. 2 of these is 300 for the faction stasis webs. It's 50 for this. Faction tracking computer for 10. Heavy warp disruptor for 200. So, if I need a warp disruptor, in 5 seconds, maybe 10, depending how baked I am on any given day that I'm trying to do this. I could drop my refitting ship if there's no other ship nearby. Now, I've got my other ships, so yeah, I can have another refit capable ship land directly next to any one of my other ships. So this is how these ships get around. And again, for you guys that have played EVE for as many or nearly as many years as I have, you've definitely used one of these. This lights a beacon. So we'll draw this explanation out a little bit for some of the newer guys. It's a teleportation system, more or less, for the really big ships in this game. Person lights a beacon if they're in the same fleet together, and that can stay lit long enough. The person on the other end in another ship or another account on a different monitor can right-click their ship capacitor HUD while undocked and jump to that location where that person lit a beacon. So it's kind of very convenient way to get around in this game, as you can see. Yeah, so if you got a good solid mentality, you can usually perhaps stay very active in a game like this and have lots to do. So the communities in these games isn't terribly immense. But yeah, that's how you get around. So the beacon, if I was to jump to a beacon that was lit by a player, it would have a box here that said the name and the system that they were in. And if you're in fleets with hundreds of players or hundreds of accounts, you may be in a fleet that has several of those. For example, we have a public fleet that is run by players in the game by getting donations of fuel for running the jump beacon module or the sinusoidal field generator or a sino module. So the amount of industry that exists in this game could sustain running one of those beacons for probably several years to a decade. There's enough fuel that's been mined or is mined regularly enough to keep several sino fields active consistently. And that's also a travel module feature of this game. So if we look at the map. Here's the EVE Online map. This map, initially wherever you open it, it will open in a random orientation. Now the game considers where we live to be the south. So where I currently am located, and I've been so many places in this game. This is my oldest character as well. This character has 203 million, almost 204 million skill points. It's been a 10-year quest to fill out this character to what it is by not using any sort of boosts other than these accelerators. I use the accelerators. Basically increases your character stats. It's something you can buy on the market for 35 to 40 million ISK, which is the currency in this game. And at the moment, I am extremely poor because I bought some stuff. Yeah, it was like maybe some ammo or something. And this guy had 300 million last week. But we're going to learn to drift today too. So we'll make some money from doing that as well. Yeah. When there is sinos lit in this game, you can actually see where they are on this map. This is the game feature that connected Eve is a map. It really, really is. You know, players need a map to get through the content in a game. And any one of these locations, there's tens of thousands of solar systems in this game. And I've never seen all of them. I probably haven't seen 2/3 to half of this game map in 10 years. It's not really large and immense, but just vast. A lot of the content is similar in all of the systems as well, depending on whether you run missions or you're more of an independent player in a small group on the fringes of territory, right? The central blue, green, and yellow areas are all what's known as high security space. It's a scary place. Like right now we're in 0.4 security status, which is so far from the police that you have to shoot back to survive if somebody attacks you. Or have lots of other friends to do it. So go Imperium. Yeah. And don't get blacklisted and be bad, because that sucked for a few people, I'm sure. Hi, Duncan. Oh man. Yeah, there's NPC police in the high sec areas, if you try and PvP with players, the high-sec police will attack you under certain circumstances, unless you're at war with the other group. And yeah, there's even a GM Island area in EVE Online, known as the Jove Empire. The Jove Empire is the most hostile region in the game. That's also completely inaccessible to any player. Every system in the Jove Empire has a null security status. They're all 0.0 exactly. So when you look at this region, the entire region is completely neutral. It's 0.0 anywhere in the Jove Empire. And there's been stories and journals written about that very game feature. Like CCP released some EVE Online books. Oh, there's one that's not 0.1. What's this one? 0.0, 0.0, 0.1. So there's not a lot of variation. Looks like 0.1 is probably the lowest so far. Check down here. I don't know how the logic behind these. Oh, 0.6. As it gets closer to the other region. So that's perhaps a regional conflict that existed there millennia ago. And the region was considered more hostile. The rumors of it was not untrue. Passed down through generations of space peoples. Yeah. But we're gonna drive a man, we're gonna drive the lightsaber. Time to ride some lightning. So a certain type of sites I'd like to do are these blood havens. Now, K16, and we're in KTAC 6, K16. That's a solar system. Just sitting here, chilling, flying my space penis. Yep. And the metal donger that took me 3 months to build, maybe 4. Yeah. So one of the end game features of this game, you can build yourself a giant donger. Hello, I'm a donger. So that was a creative game feature. And all of the solar systems outside of the civilized areas in this game, by the way, to mention the purpose of mentioning the system names, all of these are non-designational, English or more societal focused, whereas you would call it a military designation for a territory that you didn't have control over, perhaps some random name, because alphabets and random numbers have a lot of different capabilities. So when they designed this, all of these names, maybe a good way to show you here would be to look at, let's look at Dotland. Now, Dotland is a website. Mr. Dotland. Come here, Mr. Dotland. Here's Mr. Dotland. Mr. Dotland, take me to Delve. These are all the region maps for this game, made by the very capable Mr. Wallari. So, cheers, Mr. Wallari. Thanks for your Dotland. Would be rough getting around in Eve without it. If you ever need help with that, by the way, I used to develop shit for Gen 2 and do stuff with Gen 2 and can do stuff with Gen 2. Like the other 10-year hobby that I have, probably longer. I think more like 20 or 15. 15 to 16 years I've been using that. But if we're in Delve right now, which is a region dominated by the Imperium. Yeah, go Imperium. If you want to learn about Imperium, go watch John Hartley's videos. John Hartley's got some good videos. Mr. John Hartley. On YouTube. Where is he? Oh, this was funny. Look at this later. I'm not going to show the video, but I'll show you the text headline. Tesla Model 3 tricks a cop. That was really good. I'm going to copy this for some other people now. Share this with the corporate. What? Damn, man. Didn't know, man. It's like... not on YouTube today. But anyways, back to our little video that we're doing here, because we're still recording and we're about 18 minutes in, so we're not doing too bad. But yeah, check this guy's video out. This is John Hall, and I don't know, maybe I'll link his video in the comments. So, but we were going to look at Dotland. So as I was mentioning about all of the numbers and how they're set up, this shows all of the game conditions that can exist on the maps. Map's a big part of territory and terrestrial sieges. So all of these different things can be manipulated by players and used by players and show the activity of players. So you can track and trace people in this game that play using certain methods, like locator agents. That's the word. It fucking happened, man. Yeah. So right now we're looking at sovereignty, but if we change this to the security, now a lot of that information that's on the mapping game starts to make more sense, because it's not three-dimensional, and the icons for them can just be used as two-dimensional tiles. Sometimes a two-dimensional view is a really, really great benefit. you can see how some of the systems are like 0.6. We'll get a little closer on these, right? Or 0.93 down here, 0.9 in ZXB, which is a region boundary system. Again, too, the region boundaries appear to be more hostile. Some of the central systems are less so, and it seems to be a more occasional consistent theme with the map setup in Eve. Yeah, more system way off in one corner by itself. It's like the honeypot. You go to the honeypot, you make a lot of money. So, because it's pretty good to make money in this game, in-game, and play and make the money yourself. There's certainly a big microtransaction system in this game as well. So if you're a lazy cunt, then you're going to probably buy the shit they sell. And, you know, you'll probably do that to get to a point where you don't need to do that at one occasion or another. The game has some pretty good sales on every year. But, yeah, we are on the two-dimensional map, located in Delve. But we're like the south stomping grounds of Delve. You want to come in one way, you're not going to leave the other way. There is no in between. We are in between. Yeah. So good times, man. With the bros playing the Eves and fucking shooting at people in a video game. Yep. Well, Amok is recruiting. Talk to Quentin. Quentin's got that now. That's good. 8QT. Oh man. No man, my bad months are coming up, so. Oh, there we go. Fuck. Hey man, they fucking donate. I don't know. Has he donated anything, or is he just all talk? I wonder. I don't know. Maybe the guy's a new guy. Things are different, man. We're big children here. So, South Stomping Grounds. We're right in the middle of one way in and one way out. If you want to come in here, I'm going to be around here somewhere else. But yeah, the map in this game setup can make a big difference. We're flying your space penis. Imperium. There we go. Yep. Ooh. So we have channels for intel sharing as well. The in-game chat system in this game is a crucial part of the game to find out how to join Amok, because yeah, you can do amazing shit like flying your space penis on top of a starbase or a player station, or going to do industry shit. So let's go do some flying. So to get around in this game again too, we've seen the star map, but there's solar system maps. This is the old map design for the solar system map. The new solar system map is pretty much this. It's kind of weird, I know. We don't talk about it. It's like flat, has a flat gray background. shows the direction your ship is facing, right? So on. The old map didn't show the direction your ship is facing. So that's one additional benefit to using this map that they didn't add in the old map. So that one upgrade, I'll give them props for that. But bros, man, this map needs a more colorful user interface. Ship tree. Where is that ship tree? This agency window is a new thing too. Here's our ship tree. Right? The ship tree has color. It has more than one color to it. Maybe two. And all green. What's with the green? Guys, look at this. You hover over it and it does this. Why didn't you make a map out of this? CCP, please make your map out of whatever you did with this designer ship tree. So, but this does actually show a lot of the ships you can fly. It shows where you can fly them. You know, like where I can fly them. But yeah, so if I want to go out to, let's say, the enormous asteroid cluster, whoa, I'm going to turn a little bit left. And I'm going to go to one of the player structures over here, because there's a Stargate over here to go to the next system, which is this one, WTAC-K, QPI. And we'll sit there and just check and have a look and see who's around. Again, the chat system providing useful information about your residents. So you always keep an eye on the chat system. So we've got a neighbor over here that is not in a player corporation. So there are default corporations in this game that you can join or have to join when you create a character or leave a player corporation. And depending on the player character creation choices, this game will assign you to a certain corporation. In this case, this player is a Caldari state member, right, with a more industrial focused secure corporation. So that was one of the choices, was to make an industrial focused character, and I have some standings to that. This character's been around for 10 years, so I've done a mission for somebody or another on occasion. Ooh, look at this. Did I get Mastery 5? Holy shit, son. See, this character is like character development. I've got Jump Raider level Mastery 5 on this character. And I forget about shit like that. I just keep my training going. Always keep your training going in this game. It's such a draw to get stuck into, and a lot of players do have to do it to get ahead. Selling your character skill points in game by ripping them out of your skull, right? Because the characters in this game are nothing but meat sacks with a plug in their neck. Yeah, you are a clone in EVE Online, or a capsuleer, and you're literally born before flying one of these ships as a meat sack android with a consciousness that's been uploaded into your skull. However that works. There's videos about it on YouTube. The EVE Online trailers have a trailer that shows how they envision that process working. More futuristic type shit. Anyways, I wonder. I haven't trained for an Erebus though, but man, I have an Avatar. Now there's different ship factions in this game as well, and some of them are new. These are new features that they've added. The Triglavian Collective. That sounds very ominous and very serious. Brand new ships with these guys, kind of cool looking. Definitely a bit of I don't know, wall trophy behind them, because there's so many ships in this game now that you know, I might try one out, buy or build one once, but probably only once. This game is, EVE Online is a 15-year-old game. I've been playing for 10, so perhaps 2/3 of the time. And yeah, look at that. And when the music changes when I change ship trees. And I haven't trained for these ships yet. These aren't ships that the free-to-play in this game allows you to use. But again, too, I'm not free-to-play, but I am training other important things, like how to fire my big laser beam faster or do more damage with it. And again, too, we are going drifting. We'll learn to drift. Or these Mordu's Legion command ships, or the Servant Sisters of Eve. These ships I've learned to use. The Estero, one of the most versatile, sneaky little ships in Eve for a frigate. It's got a cloaking module on it that a lot of other ships can use as well in this game, and it allows you to warp with the module active, invisible. You can cloak your ship like you can, like, say, like Klingons in space. It's pretty cool effect, and it doesn't change what you see when you're warping, but nobody else can see you while you're warping. Or the Nestor. Now I have a Nestor here in my ship, and these ships are probably about 900 million to 5 to 900 million fitted. It's a battleship, and it definitely has more hit points, and it allows you to refit ships if you're standing next to it as a battleship, which is one of the only ones in this game that can do that. And that's also part of the fitting strategy of having a Mr. Titan. Where's my ship tree thing? Oh, I gotta close it out like that. Yep. Well, look at this. See, these are the industrial ships. There we go. That's a fleet of whales right there. If you've looked at cattle, envision space cattle. Yep. let's have a closer look. Let's look over here. Oh, so nice little orange beam there, bro. You're kind of drifting. Oh, there go the pups and a couple cattle. Yeah, I don't know, man. Come get some pork. It's not my responsibility. But, you know, I could mention that if you haven't paid in, you might consider it, so we can do more of this. Checking in on some messaging stuff. And, wow, man, look at all these guys go. Everybody's just warping away. So we can look through other means at things that are warping in this game. If you're next to a structure in this game, you can actually like look from a viewpoint that's several thousand kilometers away. Player structures don't go out very, very far from certain areas, though. Or you have to be within, I think, a certain maximum distance to be able to look directly at a physical object. Like if I wanted to look at the sun in this game, I would have to be, you know, within a couple thousand kilometers of it to actually look at the sun itself. Or nearby, that's 25 AU. It will show me the alignment of the object, but not the object itself, if I'm too far away. Or I can look at a ship or another structure, because that's 3,400 kilometers all the way down the line, 3,400 kilometer line of player structures. So this one is a Ritaru, which is an industrial manufacturing facility. That's its entire purpose, is to build these structures and allow players to use them as mining outposts in any part of the game. And through that you can build all the ships and stuff in this game. And there's obviously different sizes of this. This is a medium structure, and there are no small structures. There's just player consumable small structures. Oop, and somebody decided to leave. But yeah, the Big Daddy's the Keepstar. This one is the Fortress, right? Or its industrial-sized cousin, the Sotio, which is the structure that is used to build these really big ships, like my really big ship, the Titan. This guy's fucking dangerous, man. 200 million skill points. Hey, man. You want to play? Let's play. Yeah, that was funny. We do some crazy shit in this game. Playing this for 10 years. Wormholes exist in this game. That adds some interesting gameplay. In that certain types of signatures, like one of these. I can't warp to this directly without using probes to scan for that item or location in the map. See, if I look at this map, which is the map that's also used for scanning, if you have a scanning ship, can let you try and triangulate this location, and it'll give you a interface menu feature to warp directly to it once you've triangulated the location of this, which, you know, they're the same, and they're designated by ID tags like OLD, or if we look at the player farming signatures for, say, a PvE encounter, player versus environment, or like against NPCs. And this is how a lot of the people make their money in game, is through defeating these player run, or not player run, the NPC provided PvE encounters. So you can just warp to one of these at a certain distance, but usually with a ship this big, you want to go in at like 30 kilometers away, and that'll give you some room, maybe even 50, right? So you have time to get every ship that's going to come towards you locked up before it's able to start circling you, because being circled in a Titan sucks. You just gotta work away. or jump. Because yeah, we can jump. We can jump if I want to. I can leave my brains behind. You know, and that might suck in a Titan for sure. Because people have tried to do that before by accident, and they didn't have Titans afterwards. These ships are the most expensive ships in the game. Second to super carriers like the Hell or the Nyx. I've got a Nyx on a different character. This is the E1 line Millennium Falcon. Kind of. Maybe a tribute to the Millennium Falcon. So, and it uses drones for combat as opposed to very big guns. Like guns the size of a city block. And there's 6 of them. Maybe like a city block and the downtown apartment complex on top of all of that. And there's 6 of them. It's a big ship. And there's my ship. There's my Avatar. Sitting here in gun hovering mode. Come closer. Hostile people. You know what, man? We all grow, right? So these guys want their Titans too. You should just help them get them. And you know what? They'll fucking go off mining. We can go on mining expeditions to Aquarius and go and mine shit there. We've got the fucking support structure to do it. No, not leaving, but day tripping. Like wormholers do it all the time. I think we could probably do some of that too. Just a side thought. While I'm doing this video, and we are 42 minutes in, should probably maybe do day tripping in this game to go mining with like groups of 10 to 12 or 15. 15 would probably be enough. And just do like mini locust fleets. If we have ships to cover that would probably be good stuff. Make that the Saturday op. No, I'm usually done by Friday, so. But yeah. So Saturday's a good day. Excuse me. So, we're not going to fire this thing here, because shooting at these structures, it sends the big bosses an email. It lets them know who you are. And then they come asking you why you're shooting at stuff you're not supposed to be. But if we happen to go to one of these NPC station, or not station, but NPC or non-player character PvE encounter spots, we'll just do some flying now. We're going to align to something. And I am watching the intel in the area that I'm in. That's kind of close. Who's this guy? Who are you, sir? And do I have to shoot you? You don't appear to be of any concern to me. And you're probably just looking for PvE sites to run, probably. Maybe not. Maybe you actually can shoot something big. We're gonna go check out this Blood Raider Forlorn Rally Point in an Avatar. And usually we don't do these in Avatars, so something different. Why the hell not? It can't kill me. It certainly can't. This ship is a massive beast that weighs 2.5 million tons. Seems wrong. I don't know, but it's full tank fit. Like 2 gigantic steel plates in the armor slots. You can change your ship around lots of different ways in this game. And we'll work to 30. Ooh, scary stuff. The Amor Empire has had its share of religious cults. There's definitely a big backstory to Eve. And, well, yeah, lots of stuff you can check out, read books and shit. Another thing that's nice to hear is that the meme about Eve having sound. Sometimes when it doesn't have sound, it's nice too. Because to actually look at your ship, you also have to listen to your ship. And this thing takes quite a while to get up to warp speed, to warp start speed. And sometimes you run into somebody else. So what do? Well, we'll just go this way. Oops. Approach. I doinked him. Whoops. Sorry, dude. Hey, Mr. Arthur, any more donut? Okay, what corp are you from? You're from Chemicals. Another one of the groups in our group named Chemicals. Interesting name. Good sir, interesting name. I don't have to go slow all the time. I can paddle with a bigger oar to move my ship. Yeah, sometimes you just can't get off like this. You actually have to maneuver with a big ship like this. So you do bump into other ships, as can be seen. I guess this video kind of turned out a little bit about more about how to play EVE Online. What is EVE Online after you played for 10 years? Well, a big spaceship. Yeah. A big space penis. We're going to warp to the Sotio. And we're at warp speed because I turned on my afterburner. Sometimes you need a little extra push. She's got a fat ass. Moving 2.5 million tons of advanced metal around, flying at warp speed. So we're gonna approach this other retarding structure here that's behind the Sotio, just to get a general direction going and ship speed up. But what we're gonna do is, sometimes I can press the C button and click on something and it'll show me what direction it's in, but I have no idea because of that. We're not going to go to yeah, this system isn't the best for going and looking for sites to do this in, and there aren't a lot of them. Bloodhaven. We're gonna go check on some doors. Hey, man. Oh, say hello to our friend from other parts of Eve. And let's warp to this one at 30. I know I wanted to go to one of these by this gate.
Warp drive active.
Actually, yeah, let's do that. Forsaken Rally Point. A Blood Hub. Forsaken Hubs. Hubs aren't as good. I don't want to go to an enormous. I kind of want to show what the enormous is, but yeah. There's Asteroid Belts I can warp to. And each one of these has resources you can harvest and NPCs you can kill for special rewards sometimes. Very, very rare stuff. Drops in these asteroid belts from very rare NPC spawns. Different structures. That's interesting. They must have added this recently. Shows all the citadels. Oh, this must be a new feature. So these are engineering complexes like this. Sotio. It's the resource manufacturing facility. Research manufacturing. Yeah, there it is. So that's the one that I'm on. Shows it in the menu now. This menu is new. I'm just delighted that that's a new feature. Cool. Good job, CCP. We'll go to a rally point again here. I think there's a rally point up here. Forsaken rally point. Forsaken or Forlorn. Try Forsaken. The ones that I really want to do are these Blood Havens to learn how to drift. So, but yeah, we'll do some drifting. Let's go drift one.
Warp drive active.
And you can get going pretty quickly here. Maybe 3's enough buttons to push already. Depends how baked I am. Even lately it's been more than many other days. So let's go for a warping in this game. That I wish you could turn the ship noise off. CCP, fix your ship noise. You know, I want to listen to the wind in my ship, not my ship's engine. The engine overpowers the solar wind. More solar wind, please. Keep an eye on our intel chat. Oh, we got a hell at this one. Well, there, man. I'm making a video, dude. Avatar. BFD drifting. Is he gonna... He pulled his fighters. So... So we want to get to this gate at 18 kilometers. Right now, we came in at the 30 kilometer side. It's really is better. If you can manage to get to warp in one of these, it's random where you land. But we're going to turn the afterburner on and lock up everything except for we're going to try and keep an eye on our distance from the Stargate while we're doing this. $18K. We're at 3/4 velocity. Now let's try and keep it under 100 meters per second. You don't want to go too fast. But what we are going to do is start killing some shit. Boom. Oh yeah. Boom, baby. Go bye-bye. And I'm going to leave only a battleship alive. Why? I don't have to use a web. I can use a web. I have a web ready to refit, but do I need one? No. And we're going to kill the fucking ships that get far away from us first. Like this battleship. And this battleship. We got our Nyx bro sitting here. Cool. It's good to have, oh, not Nyx, a Hell. We're not going to shoot this last guy. I'm going to leave it alive until I get right about here. And we're going to aim this shit. And this is where the drifting part's nice. Right? We want to get that one click, and then we can aim it down. Right? And I've got that battleship targeted. Right? And I'm going to not have it on my F1 key, but it's on my F3 key. Yeah, there we go. So and drift, my timer is going, and kaboom! Oh, I missed. Oh man, I was low. Maybe? Oh, low. Oh, low. There we go. Just a bit higher. Everything but the last wave will be dead. But we can still shoot the shit. Line 2. Hold on. Now I've got a cooldown, so I can't fire my big gun. Welcome, dude. Welcome, dude. So we're doing some unexpected ratting with another player that plays the game, which is kind of cool. Yeah, no problem, dude. There's buttons being pushed. I'm killing these faster than I am, for sure. Awesome. We're going to line out. Check some intel. Nothing around here that's a threat. You definitely kill some shit fast with one of these ships relative to the hit points of other ships with a Titan. Of course, our friend here has some pretty high DPS drones in his hell. We might actually get a dread spawn out of this yet. Our ship's computer has warned us of the imminent threat that we're now decimating. EVE Online, right? It's like turn it on and things just vaporize. Poof. There, brand new target. And my super weapons off cooldown. So that's a nice feature too. Now here's where having two of these doing this is nice. If I miss, you know, another player or somebody you play with regularly can help you shoot at them, so that these sites respawn. Because in this system, there's only 4 of them. We'll have to look at our local chat. Like 20 kilometers I'm shooting at this shit. These things can hit targets at hundreds of kilometers, up to 300 I think, with certain types of guns. Boom! Alpha. Okay. No dread.
Warp drive active.
We're going to warp to the next haven at 30 kilometers away. Yeah, and this one is a gate haven. No, not a gate haven, pardon me. This is a gas haven. So we're going to ignore this one. We want the ones with the gates. Warp to this one, it's 30 kilometers away. And it's more likely that if you do that, you will before you leave manage to kill something to mark the site as one that you've already been to. So you know if somebody's running these, they're respawning these sites. And you don't want these sites. Gas havens are that. They're fun for small ships, but not very fun for the big ones. Nice explosion. So I just blow up the turret guns. And then I know that this is a gas haven because it's got a gas cloud. Any gas cloud missing those turrets I've been to. And I'll know if I keep seeing new ones that have turrets. Kind of clever. My shield's just regenerating at like 10 hit points a second on an armor ship. So that's kind of a neat feature. Let's give this another try. So I'm going to repeat that maneuver for our friend Mr. Greb that's trying to learn how to do this too. And yeah, as long as you aim while you're drifting, aim at the gate while you're coming in at 20k. Stopping and then firing is not quite as good, man. So here's my pirate gate. That's what I want to be at. And I'm going to come in on the short side this time. This is the very short side. I'm not going to bounce though, because I still came in 30k from the warp end point, which is over here. It's an asymmetric. So I'm not going to shoot at anything this close. But what I do have is structures that I can align to out this way. And I'm way too close to use my super weapon. It's a cone, and I'm high elevation wise too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down a bit. Actually, no. If I'm high, I can still aim it. We'll aim at one of the faction Fortizars. Which is gonna drag my ship center back out from this object, and I'm gonna start killing everything but one battleship, judging size and distance first. Farthest battleship away dies first, and I don't have my afterburner on when I'm pulling away, but I can still hit these suckers. It's like swatting flies with a baseball bat. Boom. Now my tracking speed is 2.53, which is, I guess, good for this. So my furthest battleship's 27 kilometers, and battle cruisers are dead. Now my pirate gate's still 12 kilometers away, so I've got lots of time to play with. 29 kilometers. This thing's mounted with laser gun turrets. We got pretty ballin' laser gun turrets too. The apartment block sized laser gun turrets that are designed to hit. The Mosquito didn't survive the encounter with the butterfly here. But yeah, 25 kilometers. And again, I don't need a web if I'm shooting the battleships last. That's pretty much just it. If my turret tracking and my gunnery skills are good enough to use this, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to kill it. That battleship is like barely away from where it spawned. It's not going fast. Battleship, however, will not go as fast as a battle cruiser, and they're not as agile. And definitely easier to hit a battleship, right? So I've got this guy ready to shoot at, but now what we're going to do is we're going to aim. That's at 18 kilometers. So I waited a little too long, but I'm high. So now I've got my elevation. I know that I'm that high. I've got to go that much lower, right? So I'm perfectly aimed out behind my ship. I click once and then left or right and aim down. My mouse will stay perfectly still right there, and I will press F3 and kill this battleship. And I'm a little bit far out, but I think I still should be able to hit it. And I should have let that go a little earlier, but I'm perfectly aimed this time. That's right through the middle of the gate. And that's what I'm looking for. That's perfect kill. Maybe it might be a little bit too far away. And again, too, by doing this, I'm already aligned out to warp. The short side's kind of nice too, right? And I can just go to the next site after I speed up and align to a structure, and just start killing what's left. And if I was so inclined, I would drop a mobile tractor unit to harvest the remains of their ashes. And it's really that simple. I have 2 minutes, just shy of 3 minutes left on my cooldown timer. I'm aligned, and yeah, I just made 65 million XP, which is pretty good for doing one of these. You can do one of these every 8 minutes. Every 8 minutes. 65 million. It's not a bad income in this game. But yeah, that's how you drift a Titan. So, man, that's been an hour. We did a long video today, which is pretty cool. And learn how to drift a Titan and check out some things in EVE Online. Talk to you soon. Cheers.